All right, thanks for joining us at the paddle channel. Just picked up the Vega Surfski about 2 weeks ago. Here's a little video of me opening it up for the first time. Amazing craftsmanship by Ozone. This is the Vega Pro, Vega Surfski by Kayak. And this one weighs about 18 pounds, the Pro model. The standard layup for the Vega weighs somewhere around 20 pounds, and you can see another Vega there on the top of that SUV right behind me. So I got this canoe from Jeff of Paddle Dynamics, and he was in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, delivering some other boats. And so it worked out great for me to pick this one up. You can check out the rudders here. I'm pulling out the surf rudder, which is what I'll use nearly 100% of the time. Here's a stopper that can go into the Venturi valve in the bottom of the cockpit. So I'm probably never going to use the stopper, but I guess if you were in flat water and you were doing a flat water race, or if the water was really cold, you could put that plug in there and keep the water out. I'm almost always in the ocean downwinding, and I like not having to mess with a bailer or a plunger system. I think the first generation of the Vega Surfski had like a plunger that you had to push and it would open. But I actually prefer this setup better, so it just drains automatic. Here's Jeff telling me about how to rig the foot pedals. In this clear tape that you put on the rails to protect the rails from your paddle. There we go, Kayak Ozone construction. So this is Jeff right here. He's helping me get the leash set up, and the other guy in the picture was Greg Green. He paddles a Vega. There's Greg again sitting on the ground by my new boat. So that you can see the flat water rudder on the left. So I could see switching it out to use that for a flat water race. And then the surf rudder's on the right. So that flat water rudder is about 2 inches, and then the surf rudder is probably about 9 inches. The Vega Pro comes with a very durable, almost canvas-like material cover. I really like that. And we're talking about how the rudder is spring-loaded, so if you take your feet off the rudder pedals, the fin automatically goes back to center. My Ari's OC1 is the same way. There's quick release cams to allow you to adjust the foot plate forward and back. One thing I really like about this setup is that the adjustments forward and back are just about limitless, because you can move the foot plate 2 millimeters or 1 centimeter. You're not locked into like a pin, like if there's only so many holes. So the adjustment of the foot plate is infinite. Amazing how light this boat is. You can see the beautiful paint job, nice construction. Got my leash in. You see how the bungees are set on the very front? That's another thing. Greg was telling me that on his boat, the bungees don't go all the way down. So that's something else that Kai added. This is sort of the second improved generation of the Vega. The whole design is exactly the same. It's just a little tweaks, like more bungees. You can see there the bungees go all the way down right behind the foot plate, which is kind of cool. And then the other thing Kai added was the stopper for the Venturi valve. and I'm trying to figure out the foot positioning here, and Jeff of Paddle Dynamics is helping me out with that. And obviously we had not put the fin in yet, so and we checked for rocks. There was no rocks underneath the boat, just nice grass. And once we figured out that's where I was going to try the foot plate, we tighten those cams and then lock it down, sort of like almost like a bicycle adjustment. So I've paddled this Vega 12 times in 2.5 weeks, so I'm pretty stoked on that. And several of those paddles were really pretty good downwinders. Some of them were pretty mellow, but man, I really like the way this boat surfs. It's very similar to the Ari's OC1 that I have. The Ari's OC1 weighs about 24 pounds, fully rigged. The boat surfs great. When Kai's designing a boat, he paddles in the ocean. He paddles in bumps. So that's where his mind goes when he starts thinking about design. And the Vega surfs very similar to the Ari's, in my opinion. The hull design is pretty similar. We used a little bit of Loctite on the threads of the rudder when we put it in to make sure it stays. And we've got it centered. And then Jeff's helping me get the foot plate and the rudder pedals set. Look how narrow that tail is. It's pretty awesome. It's like a pintail on a big wave surfboard, and I'm guessing that has a good hold when you're in the bigger bumps out in the ocean. And here is probably my 3rd or 4th paddle in the Vega, and man, this boat just wants to surf. It just keeps cruising with the waves. It's once you get in the bump, it goes. And the enjoyment factor is only going to get better and better as I get the foot plate dialed in to where I want it, and as I get more comfortable with my leg drive. But I tell you what, for an elite ski, it's very stable, and I feel really comfortable in it. So if you're coming from a surf ski background or an OC1 background, you got to try the Vega. I've heard good things about the Flex, this Vega Flex as well, a little bit wider. But man, I'm really pleased with the Vega. If you're in the market for a surf ski, make sure you try the Vega first, because this thing surfs really well. And what we're also finding is that it's pretty fast in the flats. Our workout yesterday was 1,200 meter race efforts, and I felt really fast. I felt strong in the flat water. So even though this boat was made for surfing the bumps, it doesn't give up anything in the flats, in my opinion. Very well-rounded boat. Stoked. Thanks for watching.